As we age, there's a quiet truth we all come to face. Our legs aren't just what carry us forward. They are the very pillars of our independence. They help us get up in the morning, walk to the store, climb stairs, and engage with the world around us. But what happens when those steps feel heavier than before? When walking leaves us winded and stairs seem like mountains? Picture this. You're getting ready to go out, but something feels off. Your legs are trembling slightly. Each step down the stairs requires more effort than the day before. You grip the railing halfway down, feeling unsure. It's not laziness, it's that your legs are losing strength. Slowly and quietly. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's a growing concern among older adults. In fact, every 11 seconds, a senior in the US is hospitalized due to a fall, many linked to weak legs. Behind each of those falls are real people facing pain, fear, and often a hard-to-recover loss of independence. But here's the hopeful truth. You don't have to accept weak legs as a natural part of aging. There are 4 humble, affordable foods that, when added consistently to your meals, can dramatically strengthen your legs, protect your joints, and improve your balance. Like Lily, 74, who had a fall in her bathroom and feared she'd need a cane for life. Just 3 months after changing her diet, she was walking confidently again. Or John, 77, who couldn't stand without trembling. Now he climbs stairs with surprising ease. Your legs aren't failing you. They're waiting for the right kind of support. And it starts with what you put on your plate. Let's begin with the first food. It may look small and simple, but it's a nutritional powerhouse that helps strengthen your legs, improve your sleep, and even stabilize your mood. Leg strengthening food number 1, chickpeas. Don't underestimate this tiny legume. Chickpeas, also called garbanzo beans, might be sitting in your pantry right now, quietly holding the key to better leg strength. What makes them special? They're packed with plant-based protein, magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, all essential for muscle repair, energy production, and neuromuscular coordination. Once you pass the age of 50, muscle mass starts to decline rapidly, a process known as sarcopenia. Chickpeas help counteract that. A 2019 study from the University of Mercia showed that seniors who ate chickpeas regularly experienced 22% less muscle loss than those who didn't. Chickpeas. Those small, protein-rich legumes that do far more than fill you up. They actively help rebuild muscle tissue, improve leg stability, and reduce the risk of falls as you age. But the magic is in the details. How you prepare and include them makes all the difference. How to use chickpeas for stronger legs. Start with half a cup of cooked chickpeas 2 to 3 times a week. They're incredibly versatile. Add them to hearty soups with turmeric and carrots for anti-inflammatory benefits. Toss them into salads with olive oil and parsley, or roast them in the oven with lemon, paprika, and a drizzle of olive oil for a crunchy, protein-rich snack. If you're using dried chickpeas, here's a nutritionist tip. Soak them overnight with a pinch of baking soda. This simple step reduces phytic acid, a compound that blocks iron absorption, and makes chickpeas easier on your digestion, especially important if you're over 60. Mike from Detroit didn't want medication after a staircase fall. He wanted strength. He started to add chickpeas into his meals 3 times a week. 5 weeks later, his balance improved dramatically. He now walks unaided through his neighborhood, steadier and more confident than before. That's the power of consistent nourishment. But while chickpeas help build strength, another common issue affects many older adults: leg cramps, especially at night. Waking up with painful spasms in your calves or thighs isn't just uncomfortable, it disrupts sleep, saps energy, and increases your risk of instability the next day. That's where our second food comes in. Leg comfort food number 2, pumpkin seeds. These crunchy little seeds might seem insignificant, but for older adults, they are a game changer, especially for those dealing with nerve issues, stiffness, or nighttime cramps. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral essential for proper muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and electrolyte balance. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is incredibly common after 50. Even if you eat relatively well, aging bodies often absorb less magnesium, leading to symptoms like twitching, fatigue, and restless legs. But just 2 tablespoons, about 30 grams, of pumpkin seeds can provide nearly half your daily magnesium needs, along with zinc, healthy fats, and antioxidants that support joint lubrication and reduce inflammation in the knees and hips. In a 2020 study from the Complutense University of Madrid, seniors who consumed pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks reported a 31% reduction in nighttime leg cramps and improved balance when standing or walking. Let's take Carmen, 68, had suffered from early morning leg cramps for years. No amount of stretching helped. She added a simple ritual to her day, 1 small handful of pumpkin seeds at 4 p.m. By the 3rd week, her cramps had faded. By the 6th, they were nearly gone. Best ways to use pumpkin seeds. You can enjoy them raw or lightly toasted. Sprinkle them on oatmeal or yogurt, mix them into cooked veggies, or eat them as a snack. The best time? Mid to late afternoon. This gives your body time to absorb the magnesium and calm your nerves before bedtime. So far, we've explored how chickpeas rebuild lost muscle and how pumpkin seeds ease nerve pain and nighttime cramps. But even with stronger muscles, your foundation, your bones and joints, must be just as strong. If your knees creak when you climb stairs or your hips feel sore after walking, you might be missing a surprising nutrient source that comes not from the land, but the sea. Food number 3, seaweed, the ocean's gift to aging joints and bones. It might surprise you, but seaweed, specifically varieties like wakame, kombu, sea lettuce, and nori, is one of the most powerful foods for protecting aging joints and bones. For centuries, coastal cultures have relied on seaweed for strength, flexibility, and long life. Now, science is catching up. What makes seaweed so special? First, it's incredibly rich in natural calcium, magnesium, iodine, and trace minerals that most land-grown vegetables don't contain. These nutrients are crucial for rebuilding bone density, hydrating cartilage, and maintaining the soft tissue cushions between your joints. But what really sets seaweed apart are its unique anti-inflammatory compounds, including fucoidone and laminorin. These plant molecules aren't found in everyday vegetables, but they play a major role in calming inflammation, protecting cartilage, and encouraging your joints to produce more synovial fluid, the natural lubrication that allows smooth, pain-free movement. If you've noticed your knees making clicking or popping sounds when you move, or a grinding sensation when rising from a chair, that's likely due to worn cartilage and low fluid. Seaweed directly supports your body's ability to restore both. In fact, a 2021 study published in the American Journal of Community Nutrition showed that women over 60 who included seaweed in their diet 2 to 3 times per week had up to 16% higher bone density than those who didn't. That's a huge difference, especially considering how even a small improvement in bone strength can reduce your risk of fractures, falls, and long-term mobility loss. Real-life results. Meet Maria, 70, was a retired yoga instructor. Years of joint pain had taken a toll on her knees. Walking was painful. Teaching had become impossible. But she wasn't ready to give up her independence. We started with simple dietary shifts and added seaweed. A few times a week, she ate a small seaweed salad, sipped warm miso soup with wakame, or wrapped her favorite veggies in toasted nori sheets. After just 8 weeks, Maria reported less stiffness, better flexibility, and even returned to teaching gentle yoga to her friends. The popping in her knees faded, and her balance noticeably improved. How to add seaweed to your diet. Use it in miso soup, as salad toppings, or as wraps for rice and grilled vegetables. Nori sheets are easy to find in most stores. Seaweed flakes can be sprinkled on eggs, rice, or even blended into soups. Pro tip, make a simple broth using kombu, ginger, and a touch of sesame oil. It soothes digestion, boosts mineral absorption, and adds a warming, healing effect. Perfect for joints and circulation. We've talked about foods that rebuild muscle, reduce cramping, and nourish your joints, but there's one last critical piece to the puzzle of strong, stable legs: nerve function. Without healthy nerves, even strong muscles and bones can't coordinate properly. That's where our final food comes in, delivering powerful, brain-to-body support that helps you feel more balanced, connected, and in control. Food number 4, avocado, the brain-body connector for better balance and leg control. Avocado is more than just a trendy toast topping. For adults over 60, it's one of the most neurologically supportive foods you can eat. Rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, Avocado nourishes the protective sheaths that surround your nerve fibers, helping signals travel smoothly from your brain to your muscles. Have you ever felt your legs misfire when you try to step down from a curb? Or experienced numbness, tingling, or delayed response in your feet? These are often signs that your peripheral nerves are undernourished or inflamed. Avocados help fix that. They're also packed with potassium, which helps regulate fluid balance and supports proper muscle contractions. Key for preventing leg cramps, improving coordination, and maintaining strength through daily activities. But the benefits don't stop there. Avocados are a rich source of vitamin E, one of the most important antioxidants for nerve protection. It helps shield delicate neural tissues from oxidative stress and age-related decline, which is especially important if you're starting to notice changes in balance, memory, or leg sensitivity. A real-life example: Miguel's transformation. Miguel, a 79-year-old retired schoolteacher, was so frustrated. His feet were going numb during his daily walks, and it left him feeling unsafe, even on familiar sidewalks. After reviewing his diet, I suggested one simple change. Swap out his sweet breakfast cereal for a slice of whole-grain toast topped with mashed avocado, lemon juice, and chia seeds. It seemed too simple, but within 4 weeks, Miguel reported something that gave us both hope. I can feel the ground under my feet again. His sense of connection had returned, not just physically, but emotionally. He felt confident walking with his grandson again. One food, one habit, a complete transformation. How to add avocado to your routine. Aim for 1/3 to a half of an avocado, 3-4 times per week. Enjoy it on toast, in salads, blended into smoothies, or paired with eggs and whole grains for a complete breakfast. Quick tip: sprinkle a few crushed walnuts, flax seeds, or chia seeds on top for extra omega-3s and vitamin E, giving your nerves even more protection and reducing inflammation throughout the body. Your final takeaway: strong legs aren't built by exercise alone. They're supported by what you feed them every day. You've now learned about 4 powerful foods that rebuild muscle mass: chickpeas, ease cramps and calm nerves; pumpkin seeds, strengthen bones and joints; seaweed, support nerve signals and balance; avocados. Each one is affordable, accessible, and easy to add to your weekly meals. You don't have to wait for a fall to realize it's time for a change. Start today. Add one of these foods to your next meal. Small steps now lead to stronger, more confident steps tomorrow. If this guide helped you, please like and share it with someone who needs it. And let us know in the comments, which of these foods will you start with first? Subscribe for more senior wellness tips. Because staying strong and independent doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent.